What's your dog's name? I see your dog behind you.
Boomer.
Boomer. Boomer Sooner.
You can see him?
Yeah, I just like the faint outline of him, like his shadow off the wall, and then I saw his tail wagging.
We're live, and you're talking
Hello,
about my
Roy.
dog.
I think that's what people like about us, Don.
Yes, I think so. And speaking of dogs, what has Donald Trump lost his mind over this Epstein thing? Is this going to end him? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll end him, but the bedrock of his entire political career is built on conspiracy theories. And he gave a home to a bunch of people that believed that Barack Obama was not born in the United States. And those people are the core of MAGA. They're not everybody who voted for him. And they are pissed right now. He keeps posting on Truth Social. He's getting ratioed by his own supporters. This morning, he called them all weaklings. Libs of TikTok, who's one of Trump's biggest supporters online, posted something that was like, every time he opens his mouth about Epstein, he makes this worse, and I hate it.
It's
Um,
true.
it's true. I mean, he's clearly terrified, which I can only assume is because he's in the Epstein files. I think that is at this point a given. But also
You
because he's
think
protecting other
so?
powerful people.
Look, it's something weird. It's either it's either that or a combination of, or there's something about it. For all of a sudden, he's like, "Stop talking about it." And I'm like, hey, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Um, how far? I mean, okay. Before we go to how far he's going to go, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I really don't have the words, and I've been talking about it a lot. A lot of the content I've been doing has been about the Epstein files, and there doesn't seem to be an end to it. Every time he opens his mouth, every time Pam Bondi opens her mouth.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden, Pam Bondi is being questioned. She's out there taking questions, trying to avoid it, saying, "I'm not gonna," saying, "Well, we have so many other things to cover, and there are more important issues. I'm not gonna answer questions about it." That's where she is now. When
Right.
she was on Fox News and other places, going, "Oh my gosh, so much is going to be released. The file is on my desk right now," and then you have Donald Trump who's out there telling people not to talk about it, yet he's talking about it. And then Dan Bongino and Kash Patel are nowhere to be found.
Right.
It's bizarre. By the way, smash the screen, everyone. Hit the hearts for us.
Yeah, please. And tell us where you're from too. I
Yeah,
always love seeing that in the comments.
yeah.
I mean, look, it's telling to me who are the people that are the quietest right now, which is Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, who were all over social media talking about how when they take over the FBI, they're going to expose what happened with Epstein. They're going to expose what happened to JFK. And then, you know who else is really quiet right now? JD Vance. JD Vance hasn't said anything in a week. He's been on vacation. He's taken his kids to Disneyland. That guy has the itchiest trigger finger to troll liberals and to troll the media online, and he's got nothing to say about Jeffrey Epstein. That tells you everything about the political peril that they're in, because Vance is quiet when he knows that they're in trouble. And this is day 10 or 11 of this mess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So supposedly, I don't know, as we are taping, I'm getting news that there may be a possible story coming from the Wall Street Journal, which is a Rupert Murdoch outfit. And they're going to see if it clears the legal process. Again, this is just according to a source, so we'll see if it comes true. By the time this airs, it may be out, and we may have seen it. But as of this taping, they're saying no evidence of illegal activity, but just not the best look at all, which is kind of what people thought, anyways. You know what I'm saying? No one thought like.
What does that mean? Like no illegal activity on what? On Epstein?
I don't know what it means. No, no,
Okay.
no, no, not for Epstein. I think they mean for Trump. And no one
Oh,
thought like Trump was, doing, at least I didn't, doing anything that was that untoward. But perhaps he was, may have been aware of some of the things that were happening and turned a blind eye.
yeah.
That's what I thought, right? When
Yeah.
I heard this, or he's protecting people.
Yeah. I mean, he's absolutely protecting people. And like, let's take a full step back on this for a second. I think a big part of the reason that, the vast majority of Americans are frustrated with our government right now is that nobody is ever held accountable. No rich person is held accountable for their crimes. And I've been talking about this a lot, but in the financial crisis, tens of millions of Americans lost their homes, had their lives destroyed, and nobody went to prison for that. And in
Hmm.
this case, you have something where, generally speaking, how we take care of like young girls and how we take care of young people is something that we all kind of agree on, even when we're like at each other's throats. And in this case, it looks like nobody's going to be really held accountable for that. And I've been consistent on this. I said this during when Biden was president too. Release every bit of this case because it has so much attention and energy around it. Be as transparent as possible. The only thing you should protect is the victims, their names, their identities, anything that can be like tied back to them that's personal. Like, try to protect the victims as much as you can, but everybody should be held accountable. And every time I tweet about this, and if you follow me on Twitter, I'm tweeting about it a lot right now because I'm pissed. I get somebody that's like, what if Bill Clinton's on the list? What if Hunter Biden's on the list? Be like, I don't care. I want to
Yes.
know.
Right.
I want to know. I'm not interested in protecting my people. I want to make sure this never happens again. So let's say Donald Trump or Steve Bannon, because Elon Musk says Steve Bannon was on the plane too. Let's say they were on the plane for a reason that was innocent and not a good look, as you're reporting. Then they should go and explain that. They should go, okay, here's the list. Yes, I'm on it. Here's what I was doing there. And then let the chips fall where they may. And you know who called for this yesterday? Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley called for the same thing, release everything. So she's one of the few people willing to break from the party right now. Meanwhile, every Republican voted yesterday to
She's
keep
desperate
the
though.
Epstein list hidden. Maybe.
She's desperate for attention. But yeah, okay, fine. I'm glad that some folks are coming out. But look, she was never a Donald Trump stan, anyways, right?
No.
She hates him. She loves him. Please let me campaign for you. He's like, not only are you not campaigning for me, but also I'm not hiring anybody who's associated with you. I was like,
Right.
oh, ouch. Yes, but there are some people, and there's oh my gosh, there is a Republican congressman, I do believe, that is, and gosh, who is that? There's a Republican congressman I do who is joining forces with Ro Khanna or
Yeah,
someone like,
It's Thomas Massey, I think.
yeah, Tom Massey.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I mean, I think Donald Trump knows, and you have to give him his credit. Donald Trump knows how what his base wants, right? He knows sort of the zeitgeist of his base. He knows how far he can go. I believe he's, the whole Fifth Avenue and shooting someone, that whole thing. But I think he understands what conspiracy theorists his supporters are. Many of them, the QAnon
The
folks,
QAnon folks, yeah.
the Pizzagate folks, and all of that. And if he if there is evidence that somehow refutes that conspiracy theory or knocks it down when they have been running on it, that's not a good look for him, and they're going to wonder, well, what are the other cracks, what are the other lies? I don't think this ends him, as we have been saying. I do think that it breaks the spell.
Yeah. I think that there are a lot of people who believe that there is like a horrible cabal of elites in America that are doing terrible things, particularly to kids. And that's the heart of Pizzagate and QAnon and stuff like that. I don't know if you remember the whole thing where QAnon was convinced that JFK was going to like reemerge in Texas, in
Oh
Dallas,
yeah, yeah,
to
oh yeah, I
expose the
remember that.
cabal, and there were like a ton of people out
Yeah.
there. I mean, those people are out there. I feel bad for them because they're caught up in something and they're worried about it. But again, Trump gave them a home. He gave them validity. He gave them a reason to think that this was real. And now, what I think a lot of people are waking up to is the idea is if that cabal exists, Donald Trump is part of that cabal. Like, no doubt about it. Because there's a man who has no boundaries when it comes to women.
Can I ask you this? But why then are they surprised by this? Why are they surprised considering that the person who has probably the most, at least concrete, um, visible connections to Donald Trump, other than Ghislaine Maxwell, in the current climate, right, would be Donald Trump.
Sure.
I mean, he's been friendly with him, even though he denies that. I was never that really close to him. I never really liked the guy, and yet
Awful,
he's at
awful
the
lot of
park
photos of them hanging out for a guy that he
hanging out
doesn't.
like, yeah,
Yeah, like
look at
partying.
her.
He's got his arm around Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's Ghislaine Maxwell, other than Ghislaine Maxwell, is Donald Trump. And you know, even Jeffrey Epstein has said he's my best friend. Jeffrey Epstein's brother said that they were very close.
Yeah.
Michael Wolff says that they were buddies. Jeffrey Epstein said that he had information on Donald Trump. So did, I think his brother said that he told him that as well. And so did Michael Wolff and Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon said, the only person I'm really concerned about, if anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein, or that concerns me about Donald Trump that could take him down, I'm paraphrasing, would be Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And who said that? Was it Jeffrey Epstein who said, if I said what I knew about Donald Trump, they'd have to call
They'd
up
have
the
to. They'd have.
election?
Or they
in
have to kill me
2016.
or something like that. Yeah.
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 So
I mean, look, there's, have you ever just, look, I've got a 6-year-old kid at home. When he fucks up and he doesn't want to tell me, it's all over his face. And I think when you watch Donald Trump talk about this, when you see his True Social posts, they are weird and unhinged, and not in that like weird, I'm trying to get attention way, but in a, oh my God, I'm caught and I don't know what to do way. And that's a real problem. And then he's throwing wild haymakers trying to distract you from what's going on. I mean, yesterday he went back to the well and called for the political prosecution of Adam Schiff. He wants to throw Adam Schiff in prison, who's his favorite punching bag. And nobody cared. Like nobody cared yesterday about it.
I,
They glossed right over it.
I'm so glad because that is an obvious distraction.
Right.
He is doing that because he wants to do something that is so big. And so my next question is, how far will he go to distract or to throw people off this Jeffrey Epstein thing? Will he fire the Fed chair? Is he going to try to fire Jerome Powell
Yeah.
just so he can get a big enough story in the headline so that people stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, I'm sure he may. I mean, he may try it. I don't know what the Supreme Court will allow him to do that, but he's going to try anything to get people off of this. But I don't think people are going to get off of this. Like, I'm not going to let it go no matter what he does. And I think there's a lot of other people who aren't going to do that. And his base, here's the thing about it. Like, you ask why the base isn't letting it go. It's one, because he gave them a home and he gave them a reason to believe. But two, the Republicans have control of everything right now. They have been bold and brazen in Washington to go, look at us. We're going to pass this shitty budget that everybody hates. We're going to dismantle USAID. We're going to do it. Haha, fuck the libs. But if you control the power in Washington and you flaunt that power so that everybody can see it. And then the attorney general's like, I can't release the list. The list doesn't exist. The FBI can't release the list. Donald Trump can't release the list. And every Republican in Washington votes against it. They have all the power to end this now. Donald Trump could release the list right now. Pam Bondi says it's on her desk. She could put it on the internet right now. The Republicans could vote to do it right now. What they're probably going to do, because you see a lot of like Anna Paulina Linus talking about this, they're going to appoint a special prosecutor, which will just be a sham to delay the inevitable for them, maybe until after the midterms. But then eventually they're going to have to get back into this mode anyway. And I don't think it's going to work. I think people are onto them now. Doesn't mean that they're going to like become Democrats overnight or they're going to become moderate Republicans overnight, but it has the ability to fracture, I think, large parts of the MAGA coalition. And that's not good for Trump because he needs that coalition strong to keep Republicans in Congress afraid of them losing their primaries next year. So if
What do
that
you,
coalition fractures, that's a huge problem for him politically.
Support comes from Zbiotics. Now, I have to tell you about this game-changing product that I use before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol. Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists. They invented it to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct. It's not dehydration that is to blame for rough days after drinking. So pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you're going to feel your best the next morning. I first gave pre-alcohol a try at the start of the summer before, a few margaritas. I drank it before my first sip, and you wouldn't believe how on top of my game I felt the very next morning. So it works. So summer is here right now, which means more opportunities to celebrate the warm weather. So don't forget your Zbiotics pre-alcohol. Go to zbiotics.com/lemondrops to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Lemon Drops at checkout. Zbiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/lemondrops and use the code LEMONDROP.
if there's something that's not a good look, because Donald Trump has had a lot of things that are not a good look for him, and he's survived. If there's something that's not a good look, and that is uncovered, do you think that they'll just go, it's not that bad, whatever, or do you think it's just,
I don't think so. I think in this case, because they played so far into it, and there are so many people who are the MAGA influencers whose entire audiences are built on this conspiracy theory and others like it. Dan Bajingo's entire career, and I may be saying his name wrong, I don't really care, but like the
Bongino?
Bongino, whatever. I hate that guy. He's completely unqualified. Like my dad worked at the FBI for 30 years, and for that guy to be in charge of the FBI and Cash Patel is offensive to my dad's public service to the nation, because these guys don't know what they're doing. But this guy built his entire podcasting career on conspiracy theories and fringe QAnon stuff. Now he's in charge of the FBI. People are like, hey, we thought we got somebody in power that was going to solve this, and they're not getting anything done. And keep in mind, they're so all over the place on what this is. I've tweeted this like once every day as they continue to evolve the story, but it's like there is no Epstein list. But if there was an Epstein list, Obama created it. And if Obama created it, then Biden destroyed it. And if Biden destroyed it, yeah, we have it. It's on Pam Bondi's desk. And also, we can't release it because if we release it, it would be bad for the Republicans in the midterms. And that's an actual argument that MAGA influencers are making. They can't release it because it'll hurt the Republicans.
No, or also it doesn't exist. So it's kind
Right.
of a weird, you know, the Schrodinger thing. It's kind of a
Yes.
weird thing that does it exist? Does it not? Does it not? And the whole thing with Schrodinger's cat, if it's in the box, but is it a lot? Like, does it really exist? If you can't, it's bizarre.
Right.
So and my producer was talking, tweeted about this as well. So the evidence exists, but yet it doesn't exist at the same time.
Right. Well, let's talk about what we know exists, right? Because there's this idea of the mythical Epstein list, which is his blackmail book of like people he was blackmailing and collecting information on. I don't know if that exists. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I like a good, funny conspiracy theory every now and again. Like, I'm obsessed with the Stevie Wonder can see conspiracy theory, if you ever followed that he's not actually blind. Because I find that one to be funny. But
I know
in this
Stevie.
case,
It's not. It's he can.
no,
He
I
can.
believe you. I've met Stevie a couple times too, like at party events, but like I like it because it's funny. And it's harmless relative. But here's the thing. We know that there are flight logs, and we know that there are people who are on those flight logs who are important people, all right? Potential big Democrats, Republicans, donors, investors, who else? Cultural figures, celebrities. We should know who's on that list. We know Ghislaine Maxwell has her little black book. Who's in the little black book? What were they doing? And then anybody who was engaged in this on any level, even if it was innocent, again, you said the Wall Street Journal's got a story, they're going to say that Donald Trump is in it, but it's innocent. Then Donald Trump should be able to explain that innocence and show people the information and let the American people decide. The guy's nickname is Teflon Don. He's been able to get past all kinds of crazy stuff, making fun of disabled reporters, attacking Gold Star families, saying horrible, racist, stupid shit. He should be able to get through this, but he seems terrified of what's in there. And that's, again, it's written on his face.
Now, let me ask you something, Mr. Democratic. What would I called you? Fundraiser, advisor,
Strategist. I
strategist.
like strategist, yeah.
So we have been trying to figure out the name of our show, the title
Yes.
of our show. Now,
Yes.
what do you have a list there?
I have a list in front of me. So what we need, we've got 1,200 people here. Don and I want to find a good name for this show, but we want you guys to help us. So here's the 6 or 7 somewhat decent names that we have. I don't know if any of them are good. Tell us in the comments if you like them or not, or if you have a better name, we'll take them too. We'll cut you in on the merchandise if you're the one who comes up with it. So we have chaos control or chaos theory. That was one that I like. I kind of like chaos theory a little bit. We had hot mics, which is not bad.
No. There's only one hot mic here. That's not good.
Yeah, but you have the mic in the shot. So like I'll keep my mic out. See, my mic's over here, but you
No, no.
can't
I
see
mean,
it.
your name is Mike,
No, I
and
know.
people are going to think they're talking about you, that you're hot. So there we
All
go.
right,
Okay,
all
go
right, all
on.
right. We said what we said. Was another one. We had in good faith, which I like because we have good faith conversations with one another. We have let's be real. We have unmuted with Don Lemon and Mike Nellis. I'll give you top billing, Don. And then we have seize the narrative. And I'm not in love with any of these, but you know, we're like 2 months into this. We got to name it eventually. And if you like any of those names, if you hate any of those names, tell us in the comments because we want to hear from you.
Let's get zesty.
Let's get sassy. What does that even mean? PJ likes unmuted. Unmuted's not bad.
I do. I like unmuted. That's good. Let's see. Oh, Katie Kirk is in the chat.
See if Katie Kirk wants to join and give us her ideas for names.
Katie, can you give us an idea
Yeah.
for the name of our show? Katie, do you want to join? Should we invite Katie?
Sure. Yeah. I've never
Let's
met
see.
Katie Kirk, but I'm a longtime fan.
You've never met Katie?
I've never met Katie Kirk. No.
Okay.
She had a couple of my friends on from White Dudes.
I saw Katie the other night at a party. I was trying to get her to say hello, but she was way too busy and everyone wanted to say hi. She probably won't join. She'll be like, Don, I'm not joining. But anyways, I like unmuted too. That's not bad.
Yeah. I think unmuted is good. I like in good faith. I think those are like, timeless. So
Are we hot and bothered?
Hot and bothered's not bad. We can argue over which one is hot and which one is bothered.
Yeah, I get it. Let's go with that. How about hot and bothered?
Hot and bothered. I like.
Hot and bothered with Don Lemon and Mike Nellis.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Actually, I'm going to say that for me and Michael Fanone.
Oh, what the fuck? Fine, I'm gonna go find another guy named Mike, and I'm gonna do hot mics. So, because like that's actually pretty good.
Unmuted truth is something good.
I'll take Joe Walsh and I are gonna do something. We were talking about me doing a weekly check-in with Joe for joining the Democratic Party. We were gonna call it "Welcome to the Party, Pal," which I thought was pretty good.
What about "Hey Now"? That's Howard. That's too Howard Sterny.
That makes me think of that Smash Mouth song, right? Hey now, you're an all-star. Which is, I mean, that's maybe not bad.
How you doing? Not how you doing? Let's. Okay.
Wait. Dorotha here has a good one, which is like our first initials is DM. So like, could be like in your DMs.
In your DMs. Let's get in the DMs.
Is like not bad. And then like the logo is like Don and then Mike. You know, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
All right.
It's pretty good. Dorothea, you may have just solved this for us. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And what is it like? Someone says they're gonna did someone slide in your DMs, or is that how it works?
Yeah, slide in your DMs. Slide in your DMs with Don Lemon and Mike Nellis. That's pretty good.
All right, I like that.
All right, we'll sit on it for a week and then we'll try to narrow it down.
I'm gonna go hang with my family, and I'm gonna try to find a replacement to my discontinued carbon monoxide detector that kept going off this morning.
Good luck with that.
Not because there's carbon monoxide, but because it's at the end of its life. I don't know if you've ever had that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've had that. I mean, I live in a house that's like 100 years old, so I'm used to that stuff happening. So
Mike, we're going to see what happens with this Epstein story. I don't think it's over yet, and I do believe that this is a crack in the foundation. We'll see.
Yes. I mean, we'll see if he's a master of weaseling his way out of shit, so we'll see if he can figure it out. But it's a tricky situation for him. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. All right. Start making sense. Amy Gabrielle says, start making sense. Now we'll see. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Mike Nellis, everyone. Don Lemon. Make sure you sign up to follow us on all of our platforms, Substack, YouTube, and socials as well. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Mike. Bye-bye.
Talk soon.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.